Sage CRM has an address management function that makes it easy for you to maintain and update addresses for the companies and people in your system. In this tutorial, we'll show you how it works, so let's jump right in and get started. For our example, let's suppose that one of our customers, DesignRight Incorporated, has opened a branch office and they've moved several employees to the new location. We want our CRM data to be accurate, so we need to add the new address to DesignRight's company record and then update the addresses that are associated with the relocated employees. To add the new address, we'll use the Finder to locate DesignRight by entering a portion of their name, then hitting the Finder, and then selecting their link. From their summary page, we'll go to the Address tab and we can see the existing address that is linked to DesignRight. Currently, there's one address, and notice the link status icon. Because the icon has a link graphic attached to it, that's the tiny symbol at the top of the icon, we can tell that it's not only a company address, but that there are people linked to this address as well. If this address was a P.O. box, then it might only be linked to the company and the link graphic would not be present on the icon. So let's click the icon, and here you'll find that this address is linked to the company and is also set as the default for DesignRight as well, meaning that this is the address that displays on the company summary screen. Moving down the page, we can see that this address is set as the default for all of DesignRight's employees, with the exception of Michael Willard. Let's take a closer look at Michael's address status by clicking on his name and then his address tab. Looking at his link status icon, we can tell that this address is not shared with the company nor any other employee since there is no multi-link graphic attached to the icon. Michael's address appears this way because he works from his home office, which explains the standalone nature of his address link. It's highly unlikely that any other entity at DesignRight would ever share his home office address. Therefore, a company link would not be appropriate here. So now let's go back to DesignRight's Address tab and add the new office location. We'll click the New Address button and enter the address 122 Smith Street, Avon, Connecticut 06001. We don't want this to be the default address for the company, so we'll leave this unchecked and hit Save. And you can see from the icon that this address has not yet been linked to any people. So now let's continue with our scenario of relocating some existing employees from the main office to this new address. To do this, we'll click the link status icon and hit Edit, and we'll link Arthur, Reg, and Roger to the new location and also set this address as their default. Remember that you have to set an address to default in order for it to appear on a person or company summary screen. Without this address link page, we would need to visit and manually update each record, so you can see that this is a very efficient tool for managing addresses, particularly when a company has a lot of employees and numerous locations. So now let's click Save and check one of the addresses. We'll look at Arthur's by clicking his link, and you can see that the new address is indeed his default address. Now before we finish, we'll share a tip that will help you avoid duplicate and/or standalone addresses when adding new people to an existing company record. For this tip, we'll go to DesignRight's People tab, click New Person, and we'll enter the person's last and first names. And now we'll click to enter Janet's details. And moving down to her address section, you can see that the system has populated this with a default company address. If this is not her address, then you have two options. You can type in the correct address. However, if this address already exists, you'll end up with a duplicate address under DesignRight. If you do type in an address manually, make sure that you select person address only if this is to be a non-company linked address, such as the home office example we looked at earlier. But in most cases, you should select person and company address to ensure that this address is linked to the company as well. By making this selection, any edits to the address will automatically update the address for all people that are linked to it. The second and better option for entering an address will ensure that you don't enter duplicates, and that is to click the Select Address from List icon. The resulting pop-up shows you all of the existing company-linked addresses. We'll select the 122 Smith Street address, and the address fields are automatically updated. If you use the address picker, you don't need to manually change the address status to person and company address, since the system will do this automatically after you save this page. Again, by using this method when entering new people, you'll avoid duplicate addresses. So to recap, Sage CRM provides an address management function that makes it easy for you to add and update addresses, and importantly, helps keep your system free of duplicates. Give us a call if you need assistance with this or any other feature in your Sage CRM system. Well, that's it for this tutorial. Bye for now.